The entire document will be uploaded so that you can go through it.
Sir, please upload today's class lecture also.
The same thing I said, I will be uploading the lecture
Fine, thank
because
you, sir.
video takes little bit of a time, but lecture will be uploaded immediately. I will combine these two lecture, morning and evening, and put it as a single document. So is it clear to you how to use the concept of the number of test cases with the program? Because we'll have to rewrite the code now. Now the first program I told you was about the Armstrong number, right? Now that is taking only one number into consideration and checking whether it's an Armstrong number or not. Now I want to do that for the number of test cases. Okay. So how we can do it? There was a drop in the connection, so I am back, and let's continue. I hope the question is clear to you. What I asked was the Armstrong number which we have discussed, we have to implement it using the number of test cases. So let's take the Armstrong number into consideration, this one, and we are supposed to take the three numbers.
So can you
Tell
please
me.
repeat this nested loop example again?
Okay, I'll do that. Just wait.
The nest,
You want this to be explained, right? This
yes,
nested
sir.
loop. Okay. Let's take a very simple case. And the simple case is you have to accept the two numbers and display the larger of the two. Okay. If you had to do this, then what you are going to do, you are going to say n is equal to int input, right? And then I will say if n1 greater than n2, okay, you are going to say int first number is larger, okay.
Not audible.
This is only for the illustration, okay, so I'm skipping it.
Sir, screen is not visible.
I'll make it visible, just wait. I guess it's visible now. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
What this is going to do, this is going to just accept the numbers and check the which number is a larger one. Okay. Now, what if I have to do it number of times. So I'll accept the number and then say while t greater than 0. I'll put it in the loop and I will indent everything saying that these are the statement I want to execute it for t number of times. Okay. So let's just try to run this. Let's say 3. 3 is the number of test cases. First number is 1, second number is 2. So it will display second number is larger. Then it is asking for the second set of numbers 2 and 1. I will say first number is larger. Okay. Then I will enter 5 and 6. It will say second number is larger. Okay. So now what is happening? It is continuously accepting the data. See, I am not in a position to come out of it. Right? Because I have not reduced the value of t. So what I will do, I'll interrupt this, I'll go back and over here, please note, not over here, okay? If you type it over here, it becomes a part of the else. If you type it over here, then it becomes a part of the if condition. If you type it over here, it becomes a part of the while loop. These are the statements associated with the while loop. Now what I will do, I will come exactly below this and say t is equal to t minus 1 and then run it again. Now let's say I have entered 2 test cases. The 2 numbers are 5 and 6. Second number is larger. Now it is waiting for the second set, 7 and 8. Second number is larger and it comes out. Okay. Now let's try to apply this for the sum of the digits. Okay. So what I will do, I'll copy that logic for the sum of the digits. So let's try to analyze this. First step, accept a number from the user. Is a number of test case. Assume that it is 5. Assume that it is 5. Okay. So this loop should be executed how many times? 5 times. Okay. This loop should be executed 5 times. Accept the first number. Assume that the number entered is 12. What is the sum? It is 0. Is 12 not equal to 0? Yes. Find the remainder. What is the remainder? It's 2. What is the sum? 0 plus 2 is 2. When you divide the number by 10, what we get? We get it as 1. So no. Let me put a hash, otherwise it will give me an error. It will give me as 1. Should we display it? No. Because my while loop is not ended. What is the value of n? It is 1. Is 1 not equal to 0? Yes. When you divide 1 by 10, what's the remainder? It's 1. What is the sum? Old sum is 2. 2 plus 1. Plus 1. What is n is equal to n divided by 10? 1 upon 10 will give me 0. 12 comes back. Is 0 not equal to 0? It is false. So it should be printing the sum. Because now the while loop is false. So it should be displaying the sum. What is the sum? Sum is 3. Is equal to t minus 1. Now what is the value of t? It was 5, now it is 4. Now what happens? Is 4 greater than 0? Yes. Now the second execution will start. Accept the next number. Let's assume we have entered the number as 3. Again sum will be 0. Why? Because the previous sum should be discarded. And then again it will continue with this. Is 1, 2, 3 not equal to 0? Yes. Find the remainder, find the sum, find the number, print it. Again t is equal to t minus 1 and so on it should go. Is this clear to you, everyone? Is the concept of number of test cases clear to you? That based on the number of test cases, we are supposed to accept the number and carry out a task. If that's the case, if you have understood it, what I want is take an Armstrong number, accept the number t number of times and check whether it's an Armstrong number or not. Try completing this example of the Armstrong number. I guess one student has done it. You are supposed to accept the Armstrong number and implement it using a test case. Let's take the Armstrong number into consideration. What is the first step? There won't be change in this logic. It will be exactly the same. But now everything has to be wrapped in the T. T is equal to int of input, and while T greater than 0, and then we'll have to pull everything to the right, indent it, and this is the inner loop. Now, so this will go inside. I will remove the remarks. Okay, once this inner loop is over, that means what we should do, we should display whether it's Armstrong number or not. That means the placement of if is wrong. It should come here, it should be over here, this should be here. It's an infinite loop. So what should I do? T is equal to T minus 1 is equal to T minus 1. Try running this program, whether it is working or not. Kindly copy this and run it in an online compiler to check whether it is working or not. Kindly take a minute or so to run it because these are important concepts. Okay, now let's take the prime number into consideration. Where is the prime number? I guess it must be somewhere over here. Yeah. Now this is a prime number. So if this was also changed and they told you have to accept n number of numbers and check whether it's a prime number or not, how we are going to do it? Let's say number of test cases is 3. First is 9. So what should be the output? 9 is not an prime number. Let's take 17. It should display 17 is prime number. Okay, let's take 8. 8 is not an prime number. Yeah. So the concept will be the same. T is equal to input. Okay, is equal to input. Then step 1, while t greater than 0, that is not going to change. And what all the code you want to execute this, yes or no? So take it to the right. This has to be associated with the inner loop over here. Now this flag will be associated with the inner loop, this particular loop. So this code is associated over here, and this entire code is associated over here. It's an infinite loop. So what should I do? I should say over here t is equal to t minus 1. Let's try to run this and check whether it's working or not. Run it. Number of test cases 3. First number 9. 9 is not a prime number. Second number 17. 17 is not a prime number. Take 7. 7 is a prime number. 17 is a prime number. 7 is a prime number. 9 is not a prime number. So what we did, we successfully converted this code to the number of test cases. T is a number of test cases. For this number of test cases, we have to execute this. Kindly remember one thing. This is the logic for your prime number. Now what it says, you have to accept a t number. That means what will come? This t will come. This loop will come. But this will be an infinite loop. So to handle it, what I did, I at the end type t is equal to t minus 1. That's it. So any program can be converted into number of test cases by taking t as a number of test cases, having a loop, and subtracting 1 from the t and subtracting 1 from the t. Clear? No, we shouldn't make any WhatsApp group for this particular batch. Okay, our communication will be strictly in the class only. I hope it is clear to you, right? So what we did, we took the 3 numbers, sum of the digit using the number of test cases. We took a Armstrong number with the test cases. We took a prime number with the test cases, right? Understood? Now, last example, and then we'll stop. This you have to solve it on your own. Just now. Okay? Let me explain this question to you. Now, what does Facebook does is, Facebook says minimum dimension of the picture that can be uploaded has to be L into L. That means if I enter L as 180, then your profile pic should be 180. Now what may happen is something like this. you are uploading a picture which is indicated by W into H. What is W? Width. What is H? Height. Okay. The pic will be having W as a width, H as a height. Understand the problem statement. If any, if they are saying any, if any of the width or height is less than L, this L is something like this, then user is prompted to upload another one. Clear? That means it should display upload another pic. If width and height both are large enough and if the photo is already square, then it should display accepted. That means if my width as well as height is same as L, then it will be accepted. If one of them is greater than that, then what it should do? It is not a square, so it should display a message called as cropped it. It should display a message called as crop it. Crop means crop corrosive. That should be displayed. Let's take the test case. 180 is a width specified by the Facebook. That means it should be a square image with the width and height as 180. If I enter 640 and 480, is it greater than 180? Yes, it is greater than 180. Is it a square? It's not a square. So what it should display? It should display crop it. It should display crop it based on this condition. 120, 300. Now what it says? The first condition. If any of the width or height is less than L, do we have this less than L? Our L is 180. Is it less than that? Yes. So it should display upload another pic. So your output should be upload another pic. Let's take the third case, 180 and 180. Are both of them same? Is it equal to L? Then it should display accepted. Then it should display accepted. Let me copy this, paste it. Okay. Kindly pay attention. This is the dimension provided by FB. Okay. Let's remove this 3. For a simple case, let's remove this 3. Oh, I cannot do it. I will have to. Let's take this into consideration. 640 and 480. If I enter this combination, then what should be the output? Crop it. Why? Because one of them is larger than 180. If any one of them is larger than 180, it should give me crop it. If it is 120 and 300, if it is 120 and 300, okay, we start with the first condition. If one of them is less than that, if one of them is less than that, what it should do? It should display upload another. It should display upload another. And if both of them are same and same as 180, that means it's a square and same as this, then it should display accepted. Then it should display accepted. That means you will have if, you will have else if, and you will have an else. You will have if, you will have else if, and you will have a else. I want you to write a program which will handle this. That means if you enter 180 and 640 and 480, what should be the output? Crop it. Again run the program and you type 180, 120 and 300, it should give me upload another. Again run the program, you type 180 and 180, 180, it should say accepted. It should say accepted. There will be no extra class at 7 o'clock today. Okay, we already taken the class. So no class at 7 o'clock. Okay, I'm repeating it again. No class at 7 o'clock. Pranjal, that will be a separate class. Not today at 7. Okay, tomorrow tomorrow we'll keep that extra class only for the two students who have joined late. Okay. I will end my session now. I'll upload the document, and as soon as the recording I get it, I will upload it. In tomorrow's class, we'll be again continuing with the nested loops. Clear? Okay, that's it for now. We'll be winding up our session. If you have any doubts, you can stop and ask. You can ask me. Otherwise, you can leave the class.